Welcome, fans. Here we are down at the Tiger Den, and we're here for JV basketball tonight between the St. Philip Fighting Tigers and the Maple Valley Lions. And I'm joined once again by my missing compatriot from last week, Jerry Reese. Jerry, we missed you, buddy. And we had a good time without you, but hey, we missed you. It's just not the same.
Well, I was able to view you guys. It wasn't quite as good, but no, I think Peggy Boucher stepped in and did a nice job. Jim and I might add, did a real nice job on the play-by-play coverage. But I think most of all, the fun is being with the kids and, of course, bringing this area coverage here to all the schools. And we're pretty excited about that. We're excited about this ball game here tonight. JV coverage, of course, you're going to be covering that. And then, of course, rest your voice a little bit, Jimmy, and I'll take over on the varsity level, and we should have a real good time tonight. Well,
I'm sure all those fans out there will be looking for that exciting voice back again in the varsity contest. You know, in this game here tonight, Jerry, the St. Philip Tigers come in 3-0. They've really done a job. They beat Portland St. Patrick to open the season 40-35. They then cleaned up on Bellevue 57-51, and then they beat Olivet by 1 point last week with Omar Marolita hitting the game-winning free throw. So they're 3-0 coming into this contest on their home tile floor. And they come in against a team which is very tough, but 0-2 in the one-loss column. Maple Valley, tough game against Williamston, 62-58. They lost by 4, and then they lost to a tough Bronson team, 56-43, so that's by 13. But you know Maple Valley has a talent, and they always have that tradition, so this ought to really be a contest down here in the Tiger Den.
Well, tradition is right. You know, Jerry Reese, of course, the head coach for Maple Valley, for the boys as well as the girls program. We expect a good contest here. And, of course, we're talking Bill Chandler and Odie Hollett are going to be sitting on the bench for the St. Phil Tigers, just about ready to get underway here, Jim.
That's right, Jerry Boy. The starters come right out to the center circle. We're going to have to say them quick. First of all, for the Davies from Maple Valley, we got at a guard spot, Scott English. At another guard, we're going to have Steve Hopkins at a forward, Joel Butler. Another forward, Greg Garn, and a center, Mike Trowbridge. And as the tab goes up for St. Phil, we got Raheem Bundle and Paul Fox at guards. At forward, Troy Ramos. Mark McGrath at another forward, and Jack Laird is at center tonight for the Fighting Tigers. A tip goes out of bounds, and it's going to be over to Maple Valley here to start the contest. As we say, 0-2 on the season, Maple Valley is kind of licking their chops trying to get their first victory, and they want it here on the tile down in the Tiger Den. They come down against a 2-3 zone defense. Maple Valley tries the three-point basket, and it's good. Nice shot from the corner there, and only 2 points is credited. Number 11 that time. That was Scott English. He's averaging 9 points a game. Second leading scorer. Jerry, very interesting. Their sixth man, Brian Carpenter, for Maple Valley, is the leading scorer on the team. Up quickly against the zone. There's the three-pointer. That's for the Fighting Tigers. Number 24, Paul Fox, who's really done a job so far this year with 8 points in that first game, hit from 3.
Boy, if that's any indication, Jimmy, boy, we're in for some hot busted night tonight.
Yeah, this isn't a gym. It's a firing range. They come out shooting quick. 2-3 zone, like we say, St. Philip employs. We got a box offense with motion on the baseline by Maple Valley. They have it on the wing, and into the corner once more to the gentleman that just hit the 2. Back out front and around the horn they go. St. Philip very tight inside. Do not want the inside game to get going for Maple Valley. We're going to make them beat you from 20. And Maple Valley, though, showing great patience. Here's a three-point attempt off the front of the rim, and this time a beautiful rebound because of box-out position by Mark McGrath. St. Phil the other way, and we're going to have a traveling call that time. A turnover, the first one in the contest. St. Phil up 3-2 early in this contest, but Maple Valley coming back down trying to take the lead. Inbounds they come, walking it up against that familiar zone already here.
Well, 2-3 zone for the Tigers, and they're going to make them shoot from out to see what can happen.
And on the baseline, they go into number 31. A little bit of oxygen on that shot. Off with the rebound. Number 4 for St. Philip, and down 1-on-2 was number 4, Raheem Bundle, and he was a bundle in energy going down that court, Jerry.
Yeah, I like the looks of this kid. He's got an awful lot of, he's very gifted and very quick. He's got a lot of speed, too, so let's watch out for this man tonight.
Starters, all sophomores for St. Phil, except for Paul Farks, who is a junior. Inbounds underneath their own basket. St. Phil comes after the foul call. And Maple Valley, very tight 2-3 zone defense in their own right. Onto the baseline goes the pass, and a blocking foul this time called on number 30 from Maple Valley, and that's Mike Trowbridge, the center.
Of course, that's his first foul here, Jim. And Maple Valley on top right now, 3-2.
That's right. And that was, like we say, on number 30, Mike Trowbridge, the center. 2 quick team fouls, as you say, Jerry. St. Phil out of bounds once more. Inbounds to the top of the key. Raheem over to Mr. Fox. Into the corner. This time an offensive foul called. Jack Laird did the honors on that one for the Tigers. Not a positive move, but tough call going his way. Maple Valley out of bounds.
Tough thing to do to drive that baseline when a 2-3 zone, Jim. They're playing a zone area, and unless you've got a real good fake, you're just not going to make that move.
Do you think this gymnasium has something to do with it? It's such a tight box.
Oh, it is, and it's one of the smaller gymnasiums. We'll get into that later on.
Down they come, and it's the Lions, not from Detroit, but from Maple Valley land. They were in the playoffs this year, too, I might add, football-wise. Shot off the side of the backboard, back up again after a rebound by Maple Valley. But on the second attempt, we're going to have a foul call, and it's going to go against the Lions. Good box-out position so far in this contest by the Tigers.
Well, now we got full court pressure here by Maple Valley.
Looks like a 2-2-1.
Boy, you know, they both started out real hot, made their first bucket, and now we've cooled down here a little bit.
Someone put the lid on these hoops. There's no doubt about it. St. Phil, nice job breaking the press. Almost lost it, but back out front now, settling it down is Paul Fox. Raheem drives the lane, back out to Paul Fox. Three-point range once more, and nothing but net. 6-2, the Tigers take an early 4-point bulge, and Maple Valley taking their time against the zone once more, walking it up.
That's Fox's second three-pointer. I'll tell you, this kid's hot tonight.
6 for Fox and 2 for the Lions. On the baseline, nice turnaround jumper as he goes into the wall. Number 30 for Maple Valley, Mike Trowbridge, the center. Nice shot. Breaking the press nicely. St. Philip the other way. Onto the baseline, back into the low box, and number 34 up with the shot. Rebound, though, off the miss by Maple Valley's number 31. Nice job by Joel Butler. Maple Valley the other way. Working around the horn. Trying to overload one side of the zone, Jerry, and they're not doing too great of a job because St. Philip's adjusting. But into the low box, and a beautiful block shot, but with a body, a foul call against number 42, Mark McGrath.
Well, McGrath, that was a close call, but, you know, the officials right down under. They're going to call that kind of thing, but he got a lot of ball, too. He might have got some hand. Well, at least the official said he got some hand, so that's what counts.
So we got free throws this time, Jerry. Foul call on the shot. We got 2 free throws this time for Mike Trowbridge. First one, up and down. 6-5 now. 1-point lead for the Tigers is in jeopardy on this second free throw by the center for Maple Valley. No good, and another good box out. You know, I'm impressed. Number 42, Mark McGrath, is doing a nice job on the boards. Tigers other way. Onto the baseline. The drive goes inside. A box by the defenders, and they block the shot partially and get the rebound as Maple Valley comes the other way now. Good ball handling, trying to hurry it up, but a carry on the hip that time. You got a gun in a holster, son, but you can't take steps with a basketball.
Well, we're just underway here in the first quarter. Kind of at a disadvantage here. With all the banners that the Tigers have won through the years, they didn't put the banner in a very prominent spot for us, right by the clock. We can't actually see the time here, Jim.
Certainly so, Jerry. And another baseline drive this time, and a nice shot that time using the body to guard the defender away. Troy Ramos on the baseline. 8-5, Tigers in the lead. St. Phil in that zone. They're going to make him beat him from outside. They haven't done it yet. St. Phil leads by 3. Patience, though, shown by the Lions on the baseline. Once more, it's a favorite spot for both teams tonight. And the rebound off the miss, up and good by the center, Mike Trowbridge that time. And he double pumped off the corner of the backboard, banked it home, got fouled. He's got a chance for a 3-point play in a tie ball game.
Well, Trowbridge has got 4 of the 7 points, or 5 of the 7 points on the night here. Opportunity to add some more here.
So it's Fox against Trowbridge. Is that kind of what we're looking at here?
Yeah, Fox with 2 3-pointers. And, you know, the Tigers have only put up 5 shots here so far here in the first quarter.
And Trowbridge trying for the 3-pointer. No good. But on the boards again, Mark McGrath's really active on the rebounding side of things. Tips it away to a Tiger teammate. Raheem Bundle down the court. He goes inside. Nice pass. Up with the shot, number 44 that time is Jack Laird. Nothing but air on that one, though, Jack, and it goes out of bounds, but tipped by a Maple Valley player.
I'll just get up and look every now and then.
So it'll be St. Philip's ball out of bounds. We've got our first substitution now into the contest, who won the last game, we might add. Omar Marolita hit a free throw to beat Olivet. He passes in off the inbounds play. Back out front, we got a 3-point almost attempt. Nice fake even for the announcer. And over to Raheem Bundle, a shot off the back of the rim. Another great rebound by Mark McGrath. Up with the shot, no good, and this time off to Greg Garn from Maple Valley.
Well, I'll tell you, just talked to Mike Hume. He wanted to give us a nice table down in front here, Jim, because of the clock situation. But we've got about 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. I'll just have to bop up every now and then, find out what's going on.
Okay, we'll have to start calling you Father Time. I think that'll fit. Anyway, St. Philip on the steal. That's right, exactly. Down the other way and a turnover back again. The Lions turnabout is fair play, and turnover is the name of the game. A drive that time and a bucket for Scott English as he took it right at St. Phil, and no one stopped him.
Well,
we've got
pressure again, Jim, by Maple Valley, and that's the second bucket on the night by English, too.
English looks like a nice ball-handling guard, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does look good here. I don't know, some confusion on that call there. I thought it was a foul at first, but the ball out of bounds. Tigers will take it from there.
Well, it is out of bounds, but it was a blocking foul, Jerry, and they're not in the bonus yet. So Raheem Bundle will take it out, and that last foul was on Greg Garn for blocking. Did not get set before he ran into the St. Philip gentleman carrying the ball, and Raheem Bundle will throw the ball into Paul Fox. They've got it out front. And it looks like a switch up in defenses for Maple Valley as they now go to the man-to-man. So into the low post goes St. Phil, and up with a nice shot by Troy Ramos. He's fouled. 2 shots for that young man.
Yeah, you like the look of the team looks very calm out here. They're very well coached. What did you say the record is at this point, JV?
St. Philip is 3-0, Jerry.
Boy, that's really excellent, and you can see why. They're good, heady ball players out here. They seem to know what the game's all about, and that looks really good for Chandler coming up varsity level.
Well, that's exactly the case. Bill Chandler's program looks like it's on the way up. You got to check out your freshmen and JVs to see what's coming up for varsity. Looks like he's got a real good thing going here down at St. Phil. First free throw up and off the back of the rim. He's got another one coming. 9-8. Maple Valley now has flipped up front.
Well, I talked to Bill, and of course Mike Hume before the ball game, and Bill's going to be our guest on Sports Saturday tomorrow morning. We'll be down to Harper Creek the following week. We're going to have a wrestling tournament be down there, so we'll be down there to cover. I don't know that much about wrestling, Jim.
I don't either, Jerry, except it's a couple of sweaty guys pinning each other, at least trying to. But the second free throw good. St. Philip the other way on a steal now. Very quick. Raheem Bundle comes down, pass off. Tough baseline try that time, and a rebound by Scott English off the tough shot. Good backcourt pressure, though, by Raheem Bundle. Maple Valley, nonetheless, brings it back up with good ball handling skills displayed by their gentlemen, and they bring it up into the forecourt. Pass inside, though, goes errantly, and it's another steal by Troy Ramos. We got a 3-on-3 break and a double dribble call as the ball went off his knee, and it looks like a timeout call is going to be called. Bill Chandler from St. Philip's got the guys running on all cylinders, but right now, 9-9 tie ball game.
Well, who called that timeout?
Bill Chandler decided he needed a timeout and wants to get his guys back in sync a little bit.
Well, what do you think of these guys here at St. Phil? I'm pretty impressed. We're tied here at 9, and you know, anytime you play Maple Valley Ball Club, they're going to be ready. They adjust very well. They've got an excellent program.
Maple Valley really relies on tempo, at least in recent years. They really like to push the ball and push the action, somewhat like Bronson, Jerry. And I think right now St. Philip's falling into the lap many teams do against a Bronson-type team, and that they try to hurry just a little bit too much. I think a few of these turnovers are because the guys are trying to get the ball up the court a little bit too quickly. In fact, that last turnover, you know, off the knee, a 3-on-3 break, no advantage, but nonetheless, St. Phil trying to push the ball. Maybe Bill's trying to settle them down and get them into their offensive scheme of things.
Well, a lot of good basketball, and as you know, Jim, I travel the state weekly, daily, weekly, and I visit a lot of these schools, and just some excellent basketball programs. Girls basketball, too. We'll get into that a little bit later on.
Have sports knowledge will travel, Jerry Reese. Okay, back to action. Maple Valley inbounds. They've got it against that familiar zone by St. Phil. Cross-court pass. Now, three-point attempt on the way, and no good, little short. Rebound, this time Paul Fox. And this ball tipped away, and I believe it's going to be Maple Valley's ball off Paul Fox's. Oh, a call goes the other way. I think that was the wrong call, but either way, St. Phil will take this ball out of bounds. I thought they went off Paul Fox's foot.
Yeah, very well could have.
Well, either way, hometown call, we'll take it. If you're a Tiger fan. From the corner into the baseline, Troy Ramos all alone decides, hey, you're going to give it to me? I think I'll take it. And scores 2, 11-9, St. Phil.
Well, it's 5 points on the night for Ramos, too. He's got a real night. Very cool under pressure.
And on the baseline, drives the Maple Valley player. Good defense displayed, but it looks like it's going to be a touch call on the block by Troy Ramos. Although we see some St. Philip clapping, but I'm sure that's what that call was, apparently.
Well,
they didn't really show anything, did they?
The first quarter, we're even on turnovers at 4 apiece.
Inside now they go to that nice center. Trowbridge turns around. He's got a nice turnaround jumper. Puts it down. 2 more, 11-11.
He's got 7 points here in the first quarter. Another turnover for the Tigers.
And it looks like the Tigers hurrying it just a little bit. Mr. Chandler and Otis Howlett, our friend over there on the bench, trying to settle the Tigers down. 11-11. Tie ball game. Maple Valley back up against the zone defense. Looked like a little travel. Got away with it, Scott English did. And a bounce pass to no one but a Tiger man. Mark McGrath steals that. Raheem Bundle down into the key. Nice penetration and pass back. Now back out front. Into the corner, and this is his shot. Troy Ramos. Not this time with a rebound once again. He's got at least 5 rebounds, Mark McGrath does. And back inside, nice pass, but no go on the shot, and a rebound this time by Mr. Trowbridge, who's doing it all for Maple Valley, Jerry. Settling it down is Scott English from the Lions. He takes it back out front. And trying to cover up in the high post now is Mike Trowbridge, and he moves down low. He wants it down there. He's hot. As you say, 7 out of 11 points. Shot from the corner, no good. And Raheem Bundle on the rebound. We're going to have an over-the-back foul on number 32, and that's Steve Hopkins.
Yeah, that was Nicky Greenwich's first shot. Maple Valley has put up mostly on the night outside shots. They haven't got hot yet, but you can see they're not afraid to put it up. And neither are the Tigers. You know, I like this kid at the line here, this Bundle kid. But what I'd like to see him do when he comes down here, I'd like to see him develop that shot. He's so quick. If he would just stop there about the free throw line, put up some jumpers, boy, I tell you, hit a couple of those, that'd be very effective for him to drive either the baseline or up the middle.
Exactly. You can really draw the defense to you when you stop and you can pop that shot. Then you can really have your 2-on-1 breaks be more effective.
Because he's got the quickness.
He certainly does. Free throw up and no good this time. Maple Valley on the board. And it looks like a steal. Troy Ramos, nice job hitting it to Paul Fox. Paul Fox back the other way. Boy, St. Phil can take advantage right here. It looked like the pull-up, nice hesitation dribble into the lane. Paul Fox, probably the best move of the night, as he used his body position on the defender, took it home, got the foul. I believe this will be a 2-shot foul.
Well, you know, Fox hasn't had the opportunity. He put up his first 2 shots. They were both threes, and he's put up 3 shots since. They haven't been 3-shot attempts, but he's really gotten very cold. But now he's at the line. Let's see what he can do there.
It doesn't look like he has maybe the quickness that some others display, but he does have that savvy and basketball smarts. He made a nice hesitation dribble there to get position, and you didn't get a half a step on anybody. Doesn't matter how fast they are. Misses the free throw, though, and Mark McGrath up on the putback off the rebound. And right, good call. It's going to be a White's ball. St. Philip out of bounds, as it did go off a Maple Valley player. Number 10 into the contest now, Brian Carpenter for Maple Valley. And don't think anything about this gentleman except that he's great. He's their leading scorer, Jerry. He comes off the bench for Maple Valley at 11 a game, so look for him to start lining up for the Lions.
Well, the hot guns for the Tigers are, of course, Fox and Ramos. You can see they're the leaders on the floor, and, of course, it's witnessed by the number of shots taken.
Troy Ramos into the post and back out front. They work the inside-out game. Paul Fox pulls up and hits nothing but the bottom of the twines. They're 13-11. I'll tell you, nice shot.
Yeah, he has 8 of them.
And that's quite a percentage. Cross-court pass by Maple Valley now against that tough zone. And into the post where it's been very effective for the Lions. But good defense this time by Omar Marolita. Ball tipped away, comes up to Raheem Bundle, and he'll bring it up for the Tigers. And now, Paul Fox, Raheem Bundle will share it out front. As it looks like they're taking their time, possibly for a last shot situation. He drives to the hole, Paul Fox does. Ooh, off the back of the rim. Nice rebound by Ramos. No good. And the ball tipped out, and that was true, Jerry. It was just about the end of the quarter. We're guessing here as we were trying to tell the fans. But either way, at the end of 1, it is the Tigers 13 from St. Philip and 11 for the Maple Valley Lions. A 2-point lead for the Tigers. What are your thoughts and impressions so far in this contest here, Mr.
Well, I really think that both teams have to get it around with their players a little bit more. You know, just on both sides, Fox and Ramos are doing most of the shot attempts for the St. Philip Tigers. And the same you can find with Scott English and, of course, Trowbridge. They're trying to get it inside, and against that zone, that's pretty tough. But he's been pretty effective inside.
That's right, Jerry. You know, look for Maple Valley. You know, they got Brian Carpenter in, and you mentioned that young kid, Nicky Greenwich, came in. That's a couple guys off the bench that can really do some damage. Nicky Greenwich, a good ball handler for Maple Valley. And as I say, Brian Carpenter averages 11 a game as the leading scorer for the Lions, and hasn't held scoreless, if I'm not mistaken, at this point. He didn't get in on the board, I don't believe, in that first quarter, so look for him to start lighting it up.
Well, that's right, too.
It'll be St. Philip's ball out of bounds here to start the second. You know, a couple of juniors are on the St. Philip team, and maybe their experience can really come into play later. Paul Fox is a junior, and Omar Marolita, who hit that big free throw to win the last contest. You know, that experience will say something at the end of a ball game, and it's certainly already paid.
Neither team in the first quarter, 5 for 16 for the Tigers from the field, and 5 out of 13 for Maple Valley. So neither one of them shooting lights out.
Traveling call this time on Paul Fox. Referee ruled that he dragged his pivot foot. That red sneaker got a little bit slippery on the tile floor. It'll go over to Maple Valley here. Trying to tie this contest or take the lead, either one. 13-11. St. Philip now here to start the second in the lead in this contest. Maple Valley trying to get that cross-court pass going. And this time a traveling call. I must admit I didn't see that one, but either way, the referee is the boss, and it goes over to the Tigers. Nice guard tandem of Paul Fox and Raheem Bundle. They've gone all the way so far for the Tigers, and good reason why. They're extremely talented. Pass into the high post to Mark McGrath. Pressure, though, defensively, and a pass thrown away off the hands of Omar Moralita. It'll be Maple Valley's ball.
Well, Fox, led the way for the Tigers with 8 points in the first quarter. Ramos followed up with 5 for Maple Valley. English with 4, and Trowbridge with 7. So it's 2 guys from each side that are doing this most of the scoring.
100% in offense from 40% of the lineup, huh? Maple Valley's ball now against that tough zone again. 3-point attempt. Off the rim by Scott English, but a rebound by Maple Valley on the baseline. That was number 31, Joel Butler, and the left-hander put it back up and was fouled. He'll have 2 free throws.
I catch you that was on, though.
I didn't really see it either. There was a horde of Tigers back there.
Well, we'll give him a freebie.
A freebie. I believe they ruled that was on Troy Ramos, number 34, and that's his first. 2 shots at the line now for Joel Butler, who's done a nice job on the board so far in this contest.
It's really a lot of fun to watch these kids develop. Get this experience here, Jim.
Good experience for us, Jerry, to see these kids grow up, as you say, and then next year when they're on varsity, we'll know a little bit about these kids, how they play, what their savvy is, talent. It's nice for us, too. Second free throw missed, rebound off to the Lions, and into the low post. This has been good for him all night, but off the rim this time was Mr. Trowbridge, and over the back because Troy Ramos boxed out fundamentally well, was a foul this time on Maple Valley.
Well, close-scoring ball game, 13-12. If you stay like this will be really good for all the people out there that are watching Access Vision. Of course, Jim, this is aired 3 times over the weekend.
Absolutely. 9 a.m. Saturday morning, 7 p.m. Saturday evening, and, of course, once again, at 4 p.m. on Sunday, and everyone can watch this because the Detroit Lions played 8 o'clock Sunday night. So make sure you watch this at 4 p.m. on Sunday also.
I have to see what Ramos can do here.
Off the back of the rim, tipped out this time. Scott English hurries the ball up the court.
Oh, that was
good defense by Raheem Bundle off the fingertips as he got in the way of that pass.
Yeah, there was just no chance on that. That was a rifle pass down through there. There had to have been a one-handed finger grab, and that's really tough to do with round ball, let alone football.
Man-to-man defense by the Lions, and they steal it from Moralita in the low post. Good defensive change, I think, by Maple Valley. That man-to-man's been effective defensively. They've caused a lot of turnovers here in the last half of the first part of the second quarter. Down against the Tigers zone.
I'm looking forward to the varsity games, Jim. Maple Valley, I believe, is 1-1. The Tigers have 1-1, and they've lost 2 or 3 ball games, but boy, have they had some close ones.
Yes, they do. Shot up. Rebound. Mark McGrath, who I believe has at least 6 boards here tonight, doing a great job. Gets it. Tigers the other way. Troy Ramos in his favorite spot. In and out, though, on the 5-foot jumper. The diagonal jumper from the low post. Rebound by Scott English.
This kid, don't you? Ramos?
He's good. He is a definite player.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
He really is. Knows what he's doing out there.
Scott English on the baseline. The runner off the back side of the rim. Off to Paul Fox in the bounce out. Long rebound. And he's a nice dribbling ball handler. Bounce pass down low. Tough one to handle. Raheem Bundle comes up with it.
Oh, that was a nice idea there. Nice idea, but, of course, they're not in sync yet on them type of things, I don't think.
No, they're not, but a nice call their way. I thought that was off St. Phil, but either way, they get the ball back.
Yeah, the officials must not have been looking. I don't know if we mentioned the officials for tonight's ball game.
Don't believe so. And they are. Willie Watson and Larry Fike doing a nice job.
Larry
St. Phil.
F-I-K-E, Fike.
That's right, Larry Fike. Blocking foul on the baseline that time. Joel Butler is going to get in the scorebook in a negative way. And I think that's his second foul. We're going to find out on the scoreboard here in just a second. Let you know this one, Jerry.
Are you kidding me?
Guess not. And that is number 2. That's from memory. That's pretty good.
Not too bad.
You go 1 through 5 and you take a guess, and you got a 20% chance. Right? No, I thought that was his second, and it was.
Well, McGrath, now, he's got to get into. They tried to get the ball on the inside. As the substitute comes in, Vogel's coming in. Bundle's leaving the ball game, but they've got to start getting inside. I think they tried to with this McGrath, Mark McGrath, but he just dishes it right back out there. Hasn't really had just a couple of shot attempts.
That's right, but he's a tough player inside. He's got a lot of rebounds, too. He hits the first free throw. 14-12 now. Tigers by 2 points here in the second quarter. And the first substitution into the backcourt for St. Phil, Jason Vogel comes in. He's a 5'7", 110-pound guard, 10th grader. Second free throw up and good. St. Phil now by 3, 15-12. Gets the press. Maple Valley up quickly. And into the area that's good for shooting, apparently, as number 25, Greg Garn, nails it from 5 feet. 15-14, 1 point lead for St. Phil.
Yeah, that's Garn's first bucket on the night, and you can see he'd like to get into the action here. Now he's hot. He wants the ball. He's trying to find his defensive spot right now.
Boy, and a nice defensive play on the clean block. Brian Carpenter, the leading scorer, as we say, still waiting to get into the books. Made a beautiful defensive play that time.
Well,
and he's in the corner waving for the ball.
Close the gap here, Jim, so interesting game. Tigers stayed a 2-3 zone.
That's right. The closer that Maple Valley stays longer in this contest here, you'd think it'd be in their favor because of the depth. There are only 8 players on St. Phil. Rebound off to St. Phil. 3-on-2 break. Troy Ramos says, hey, it's mine and I want it. I'm going downtown myself, and hits the running layup.
You got to like this kid. 7 points on the night, 5 in the first quarter. But I tell you, he wants the ball. You got to like somebody who wants the ball.
17-14. Lob pass, but hits the rim. Rebound, though, Joel Butler.
Oh,
and
nice hand.
Play as he tips the ball away, Paul Fox does.
Very nice.
Those big men got to keep the ball in their head, as you well know, Jerry. Shot up by Paul Fox. Nobody did anything to stop Paul Fox, and he said, I'll take it. Give him 2 more. Maple Valley's coach, Todd Geiser, wants a timeout. Doesn't get it. Kids don't see him. He wants a timeout, and they finally do see him. And they got lucky as they really didn't get a charging call down there where I thought they might have. And they also missed a shot, and Joe Butler came up with the rebound. So a break for Maple Valley, but they're down 5 now as St. Phil up 19-14.
I'll tell you, Jim, what's happened is they're trying to take control here. A couple of the Maple Valley kids have tried to get into the action here a little bit, and give them credit here, too. Maple Valley Lions, of course, traditions with them, and they're coming in here against what looks like a very good up-and-coming St. Philip Tiger ball club, Jim. This gymnasium, of course, I'll go back a few years, but Jim opened up in 1957 as the new school back then.
You have to define a few.
A few years, 1957, that is a few. But in fact, I played in the very first game in this gym and graduated the first class out of here in 58. Boy, I remember.
And you were principal then? Is that
it was a lot of fun.
The first class?
It was fun driving behind, looking in the glass as you laid it in, you know, from the other side.
I imagine that was quite a spectacle at that time.
No, it was.
Were probably few and far between at that point.
This gym was always small. Nobody ever wanted to play in this gymnasium because of the tile floor.
Well, Jerry, this is Savannah Creek like Wrigley Field is in Chicago and Tiger Stadium is in Detroit. I mean, there's a little charm here.
Yeah.
A lot of memories, as you say, a lot of banners, and we can't see the clock because of one, but a lot of nostalgia here, and I think it's kind of neat to have a gymnasium like this in town. Inbounds comes Maple Valley Lions on the wing and stopped by that defensive pressure of St. Phil back out front now as they work it back around the zone. Brian Carpenter wants it. He hasn't got a shot yet.
There he goes.
He wants it bad. There's Greg Garn. Takes it off the front of the rim. Another rebound and basket by number 30. And I'm telling you, Mr. Trowbridge, and his first name's Mike, is doing quite a job. Mike Trowbridge, another bucket. He's got another opportunity for a 3-point play.
Well, you see, they're trying to get Greg Garn into the ball game a little bit. You know, he got that shot up here in the second quarter. He made it, and ever since then, now he's put up 2 more shots, so he's trying to get back into the game. Trowbridge, of course, the horse under the boards, is doing an excellent job here tonight.
Let's give credit to Todd Gonzer. 5 points down were the Lions, and they were totally out of sync, and he comes out of that timeout, gets a 3-point play. Nice offensive set by the Lions, and a good timeout by the coach. Now they're down 2. 19-17, Tigers in the lead. Nice pressing action, a half-court trap, and a tough call goes against the Lions again. I thought that went over the Tigers' foot.
That was off Vogel's, Mr. Vogel's foot, but a nice call, like you say, for the Tigers in their favor.
They've had a few calls. The close ones seem to go the Tigers' way so far. Usually that evens out, and if it does, that's a bad omen for the Tigers late in the contest, but we'll see.
Well, Bill Mannix into the ballgame. Bundle comes in.
And Troy, we got a new guard tandem as Paul Fox is now on the bench getting a rest. Only 8 men on the Tiger team, Jerry, and like I say, depth might play a factor late in the contest. Into the low post area. We got a 3-second call as Troy Ramos is setting up down low to get positioned for a rebound, but the shot was too long in coming.
Well, you know, by and large, these officials are doing a pretty decent job here tonight. It's 19-17. The game's under control.
That's right. Larry Fike, Willie Watson doing a nice job. Speaking of nice job, what about our camera people? Matt Schimmel, Amy Yacht, and of course Director Scott Weitzel doing a nice job also. We appreciate them a lot.
Oh,
Steal this time by the Tigers. And ahead of the pack, Raheem Bundle. And he gets 2.
Boy, you know.
To his bundle of points, 21-17 Tigers.
Well, that's his bundle. That was his first 2 points on the night, but what an opportune time to get that, to open up 4-point
bundle of points on the season, right there?
Yeah, right.
Down low, Brian Carpenter, air ball from 2. That's a tough shot, and Raheem Bundle comes down with a rebound.
Well, what made that play, of course, was the block down underneath there. Real nice job on the part of, is it Moralita?
I believe it was. Good interior defense by the Tigers, and a shot up by Troy Ramos off the rim to Maple Valley this time. On the run they come. Pace quickening just slightly here in the later stages of the second quarter. As of that last time out, Jerry, there was 4 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the second quarter, so we got probably 2.5 minutes to go before halftime. Brian Carpenter takes the dribble down the side, bank from the right side, a little bit too hard, and the ball goes off. A Maple Valley player that time, number 24, Chris Cooley into the game, knocked it out of bounds.
Give this Brian Carpenter some credit, too. He hasn't scored a point, but he's put it up 5 or 6 times on the night. And he's got a nice shot, and as soon as he gains a little confidence, he's going to be someone to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he's 6'3" in the program, but he doesn't look it to me. He does not look that tall, but he's a good ball handler for his size, no doubt. St. Phil attacking the man-to-man defense, and right now the movement is not there for the Tigers, kind of at a standstill. Low post operation, though, for Troy Ramos. A nice one-handed half-hook from a couple feet in the key. Beautiful.
9 points on the night. Vogel's going to, no, they're going to be called for traveling there.
Hey, William Maddox, tough defensive pressure, a one-man press. I used to do that myself, Gary. I was so short, nobody could see me, so I hid behind all them men, tried to steal it. Well, William did the same thing, got a traveling call against Maple Valley.
It's 23-17 Tigers, and they're tied 8-8 on the turnovers.
Omar Marolita, that's a high archer, like Bob McAdoo used to do, and it hit nothing but the bottom of the net. Joe Dumars will call it these days. 25-17.
Not only does he play good defense, but he can shoot the ball.
Here we got a 2-on-1 break. A nice pass inside, and not coming down with the ball, which was key, was the young man we've been talking about, Brian Carpenter. That's his first 2.
Now watch out now. You see, every time you get that first bucket, you're either going to do one of 2 things. You're going to get over-aggressive and cause a foul, or you're going to get hot and really start contributing. So these things happen in the ball games here. 25-19 lead for the Tigers.
Right now, Bill Chandler asking for what was the foul call there as William Maddox tried to split the double team at half court. You know, it's been a nice adjustment by Todd Gonzer also. He's applied the half-court pressure, and the trap's been effective at the half-court center line. Another turnover that time at that spot by William Maddox. This time a 3-point attempt by Brian Carpenter, but another rebound by Maple Valley. And now, on the right side, a blocking foul is called. And once again, William Maddox's name is called out here. 5'7", 120-pound guard. He's just a 10th grader.
Well, you
been in the middle
put that up again. That was Carpenter. Now, Carpenter wants the ball. Now, you can tell that this guy is not afraid to shoot. This is the kind of guy you got to be afraid of.
That's exactly right. In fact, if you don't want the ball, then you don't have to worry about him. And he does want it, Gary, as you say, and that's why he's the leading scorer on the season.
Another interesting point, just Tony Hansup, who's at the line now. That's his first shot of any measure here tonight, and he makes it at the free throw line. They've got to get this young man into the ballgame. Now, they've gotten him over to the left wing a couple of times. He's looking to look who he can pass it to. He's not going to the basket, so that's something he's going to have to work on.
The second free throw good, but over the line they call Tony. He'll take it away. He takes away his own free throw on that one, apparently. 25 for St. Phil and 20 for Maple Valley. The Lions trying to come back from a 5-point deficit. There's that half-court trap. This time, William Maddox learned something. A beautiful dish-off on the penetration and a foul call this time.
Boy, I'll tell you, that was an excellent move by Maddox. A nice dish-off there. I like these kids. They look pretty good, the ones coming in off the bench also. So, future looks pretty good for the Tigers from what we can see here early.
William, that time, learned his lesson. The last time the trap got him and caused a turnover. This time, William Maddox decided to beat the trap before it set up. Heads down the left sideline, got penetration to the defense to him, passed off to Omar Marolita, but in the process was fouled. He's at the line, the bonus situation 1-1, and he hits the first free throw.
Well, with 1:19 to go here in the second quarter, the Tigers added a lead, a 6-point lead.
Well, the main man for Maple Valley has been Mike Trowbridge, and right now he's on the bench, and we'll see if they can hang in tough here before halftime. William Maddox, nothing but net on the second one. Tickles the twine, and Maple Valley comes the other way, facing a 7-point deficit. There's a pass inside. Tony Hansen, nice job to not get a turnover, as he was on the dead run. Tips it back out to Maple Valley out front. And they work it against a very active Tiger zone defense. Cross court, ooh, a lazy pass, almost stolen. But into the low post they go. Joel Butler turns, fires on the left side. And this time a foul as Omar Maraliba got him with the body, tested him up, so to speak. And now at the free throw line, trying to cut it to 5 is Joel Butler.
First shot attempt by Hopkins. Of course, this also means the first time at the free throw line.
Now this one's Joel Butler, Jerry, number 31.
Oh, it's 31?
Yep. Yep, number 31, Joel Butler. He's left-handed. That's all I can always tell. He's got that nice left-handed shot. Remember Sean Thompson last year from Maple Valley, the great prolific scorer, was left-handed too, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
I think you're right.
Yeah, I believe it was. And he reminds me a little bit of him, although he doesn't have the statistics to show for it yet. He does can that first free throw, though. 27 for St. Phil and 21 for Maple Valley, 6 points down. Second free throw off the back of the rim. A nice tip out that time, keeping it alive. That's a Dennis Rodman play right there. And back out front comes Maple Valley to work against his own. But a traveling call on the baseline as good defensive double-teaming pressure by St. Phil causes a turnover.
Yeah, I'd like to see this bundle. Really, he's going to have to open things up just a little bit.
Raheem Bundle at the top. There's not too many picks here, nothing against the man-to-man, Jerry, and I'm surprised by that. They're all kind of standing around. They need to pick for each other and have a little bit more emotion. Raheem Bundle.
Oh, there we go.
Off-balance shot, but he hit it. That was a tough one.
Yeah,
but he'll take it for 2. 29.
He's got the ability. You're right. I'd like to see him go with some picks, too, on this man-to-man.
8-point lead for the Tigers on the baseline, and another three-point opportunity upcoming as number 22 that time. Mickey Greenidge, I believe, gets on the board for the first time.
Boy,
and he drove and hit. That runner followed also. 3-point attempt coming up.
Absolutely great. No question about it.
Seems like it's all or nothing for the Lions. They either get nothing or they hit a basket and get fouled at the same time. They've been up there for about 4 or 5 3-point opportunities, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Reese.
Well, let's see what happens at the line here now.
Mickey Greenidge trying to cut it to 5 and does. But this time, he once again breaks the tape. The charity stripe is not tying the Maple Valley so far. He steps over the line before he can, officially, according to the referee, takes that free throw away. 29, St. Phil, 23, Maple Valley. Towards the end of the first half here, St. Phil looks like they might be playing for one shot against the man-to-man defense. And Raheem Bundle into the key.
Oh, there it was.
He had the shot. Back over to Troy Ramos, passed it out, though. The shot up from 5 feet and good. Troy Ramos, a nice post-up player, hits it. 31, and a long desperation shot off the backboard. No good for Maple Valley. That's it here in the first half, folks. With the score, St. Philip, 31. Maple Valley, 23. 8-point lead for the Tigers. We're going to pause, and we'll be back 2 minutes before the start of the second half. St. Philip, 31, Maple Valley, 23. We'll see you in a couple. Good hustle on defense. Lee Campbell into the game now. And a good play by him as he knocks the ball out of bounds.
You stay loose, you stay high. Back up, happen to the other guy. Think you're different, you think you're cool. Tell it to your face, man. You're a fool. Shooting drugs, sharing work. You got to be a super jerk. Having sex with no protection. Without a condom, you risk infection. Take care. Beware. That's right, it's your life, cause AIDS don't care about you. You can't tell a book by looking at the cover. Some people have AIDS and look just fine. Don't fear no needle, use your rubber with your lover, but you never recover when you cross that line. Say it ain't fair when it happens to you. Maybe it ain't fair, hey, but it's true, cause AIDS don't care. AIDS don't care. AIDS don't care about you. That's true.
Welcome back, fans. Jim Hughes along in the Tiger Den with partner Jerry Reese. Exciting basketball JV style right now. 31 for the St. Philip Fighting Tigers and 23 for the visiting Maple Valley Lions here. 8-point lead for the Tigers, and we're going to throw it the way of the statistician extraordinaire turned play-by-play man in the varsity contest, Jerry Reese. Give us some numbers and some thoughts.
Hey, you know, it's a lot of fun here, you know, doing the stat end of this. Of course, working with Williams and Robin Harpin, we've been doing this kind of thing for a long, long time, Jim. But, of course, I know this gives you an opportunity to work your way in here to euphorism.
More words per minute, Jerry. That's what I like. Why don't you hit us with some numbers there, big guy, and then we'll go from there.
Well, first half, of course, the Tigers have got to get some more people into the scoring column here, but they do look very good working as a team. And get the old specs on here, and we'll Bundle come on in the second quarter. Didn't do much in the first. He finishes with 4 points on a couple of buckets. Maddox comes into the game. Like the looks of this kid. Couple of free throws, finishes with 2 at halftime. Didn't get a lot of playing time in. Paul Fox, he's got 10 points, had 8 in the first quarter. A couple of three-pointers, Jim, as you know, but he's cooled down a little bit. But, you know, he works the inside. This kid's capable of putting some big numbers on the board each and every night. Doesn't have a whole lot of height, but he's got 10 points on the night. Vogel come up short. No points for him in the first half. Moralida finishes with 2. Played a nice floor game. Troy Ramos, can't say enough about this guy. He leads the Tigers with 11. McGrath finishes it off with 2 points for the St. Philip Tigers. So they have 31 here and lead 31-23. Maple Valley, on the other hand, Brian Carpenter gets on the board in the second quarter. Watch out for this kid. He likes to put it up. He only connected on 1, but it remains to be seen what will happen in the third quarter and the fourth. Scott English finishes with 4 points. Tony Hansup with 1. Nicky Grinnage with 3. Greg Garn picked up a couple. Trowbridge, big guy in the center, like to go to him. 7 in the first quarter, only 3. Slowed down a bit in the second. 10 points at halftime. Butler picks up a free throw for a point, so that rounds out the scoring. 31-23 halftime.
Thoughts, strategies, what do you think each team's going to do here in the second half?
Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think that Maple Valley is starting to get their kids into play here just a little bit more. They've picked up on the press here. Turnovers have turned out to be pretty even, 8 to 10 turnovers apiece, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. But I think the Tigers definitely have to get more of their guys into scoring. It turned out in the second quarter they did, so a little bit of the same. Anything can happen here in the second half.
Okay, and we're ready to go. There's the whistle as you hear it here on Access Vision. This is brought to you for your viewing pleasure. Channel 34, 9 a.m. Saturday, 7 p.m. Saturday, and, of course, 4 p.m. Sunday. Check us out. You'll have a good time. Mike Trowbridge, low post, gets the ball and puts it up. 2 more points for that young man. 31 now for St. Phil and 25 for Maple Valley. And some three-quarter court pressure by Maple Valley is applied. St. Phil, though, breaks it rather easily. And a foul is going to be called on a reach-in on number 32, Steve Hopkins, who has not seen too much action because he's been reaching in and getting a little bit of foul trouble, I do believe.
You know, it looked like they started out with a box and 1 against Trowbridge. If that is the fact, or that in case, it wasn't very effective.
Certainly not, as he got 2. St. Phil now inbounds against the defense from Maple Valley. The shot by Raheem Bundle is nothing but the bottom of the court from
Jim, I talked about, I didn't mean to step on you, but I talked about that's what they're going to have to do. He did just that. He went to the free throw line, pulled up, and got that shot off. He's going to have to do more of that.
Exactly. In fact, I think the key to the second half for St. Phil against the man-to-man defense is Raheem penetrating. And this time he gets a bundle on the rebound there.
Well, you can see there what the game plan is for Maple Valley, more Trowbridge.
Shot up as he went with a runner just off the rim, and Mike Trowbridge pulls it down. Maple Valley quickly the other way, tipped out of bounds by St. Philip, and Maple Valley will keep it. As I thought that call was almost going to go the other way there for a minute, but this is correct. Maple Valley.
Early in the game now, you can see Bundles trying to take a little more control, and they're trying, Maple Valley on the other hand, trying to get into Trowbridge. Let's see if that consistency continues.
I think smart moves by both teams. And this time a shot up and good by number 25, Greg Garn. You liked him in the first half.
Yeah, I did like him, and I said, watch out if this kid ever gets going, and he's getting going now.
Yes, he is. It's early, but he is. And pass, beautiful, nice diagonal pass by Raheem Bundle. You know, his penetration is key. It's not so much his shooting, Jerry, but if he can penetrate into the key, creates opportunities for his teammates that time. Beautiful bounce pass on the diagonal move. Across the lane to the right side, and number 44 taking advantage was Jack Laird. Put it up, but was fouled in the process. 2 free throws for Jack.
That was a nice move down the floor. Nice dish off, and I'd have to say pretty good defensive effort because that was an easy bucket. It was going to be.
Good foul. Make him earn 2 at the line, and here we go as he takes the first, and it's a good foul, especially now that he misses one for Maple Valley. 1 more free throw to come. A 6-point lead right now for the Tigers early here in the third quarter. 33-27, St. Phil in the lead. Second up, in and out. Rebound, Greg Garn passes off to Scott English, and he comes up the left side, slows it down, sets it up against once more the 2-3 zone defense. St. Phil stays in that. It was effective there in the lead. Wide change. Working around out front.
Look, they're looking to Trowbridge. Looking to him.
Scott English drives the baseline. Nice running shot. And I think it's going to be someone over the back, and this time...
It's going to be on Trowbridge.
That's right. Well, that was like a sandwich, Jerry, and this time the meat got the foul as St. Philip had the 2 slices of bread. They sandwiched Mike in there. He got the foul.
Hey, nice aggressive move by Scott English. You know, that 2-3 zone is effective, but they've got to get back to that baseline because they'll drive that all night long.
But Jerry, penetration will beat any defense, and that's what he did that time, just missed the shot. St. Philip up the other way, off the foot of a Maple Valley player as he kicked it out. Good defense, but either way, St. Phil will keep it. 6-point lead now. Raheem Bundle will throw it into Paul Fox.
Good.
Back to him on the baseline. And into the key is the pass. It goes to Jack Laird, who's starting to get offensively active here. And he's fouled once more. He'll go back to the line, shooting 2. Apparently before the shot now is ruled by the referee. Willie Watson made the call. He's got the ball in his hand underneath the basket. St. Phil will keep it right there and throw it inbounds. 4-man set across the key. Right at the bottom of the circle there is the free throw line, so we've got a set play. Look for someone to drop behind that triple screen and take the ball up at the top of the key. We'll see. And that's exactly what they do, is they throw it into Raheem Bundle at the top. 3-point attempt this time by Paul Fox is nothing but net. He puts down another 3, and if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Reese, you statistician, you will tell me that's his 3rd 3-pointer on the night.
Yeah, he's got 13 points and 3 3-pointers, so definitely a threat.
36 now, 27, yeah, big bucket. A 6-point lead is much different than the 9-point lead, and now St. Phil gets the rebound off a miss. They got a chance to go into double figures with a lead. Paul Fox into the key, nice drive, double pump. The action was up and no good as the ball bounces off the rim, but a foul call is made. You know, he's not quick, Paul Fox, but he sure has got some savvy and some moves inside. He uses his body very well.
He just kind of picked his way almost like a halfback, using his blocker, and that's exactly what he does. He just picks his way, waits for the defense to make a move, and then he goes the opposite way.
Well, that's a very good description, a halfback weaving his way through. I remember some of the halfbacks when I was growing up. Let's see if you remember, but Lydell Mitchell out of Penn State, and then with the Baltimore Colts, I don't know if you remember him, Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
Not the fastest of guys, but he got 1,000 yards every year because he was smart. And Paul Fox is getting a lot of points because he's smart. Misses the free throw, though. Maple Valley with a rebound, 36-27. St. Phil by 9. Maple Valley, down they come. Into the low post area, thrown out of bounds, though. Tried for Joel Butler, but as the Lions many times do, it was incomplete on the pass, and St. Phil will take over. I met the Detroit Lions on the incomplete pass. Troy Ramos from 3-point land. That is becoming very charmed for the Tigers, and he hits nothing but net.
Well, that's his first 3 on the night, but they do have a good attack here. Bundle seems to have backed off now. Look at this. There you go.
And here's a 3-pointer.
That's what I was talking about.
Ryan Carpenter's hot.
You knew this kid liked to do that.
Transition game. Raheem Bundle comes in, and he's fouled by Brian Carpenter this time.
Well, okay, and
Forcing
isn't that what happens normally after you make a good play? Then you really want to do good on defense. But this kid, you knew that he made those threes and those long shots because he kept putting them up, Jim.
St. Philip looks like they're trying to push the tempo a little, Jerry. It's Raheem Bundle many times already here in the second half has tried to penetrate into the lane on the set offense or push the ball when they get the rebound off the missed Maple Valley shot. That time he went in, got fouled on the layup, and hits the free throw now as he was fouled beforehand.
Jim, he likes to use his speed, and of course you go to what you have best, what you're better than anybody else at, and that is speed and quickness. But he has to learn to develop that shot. There's a time and place for it. Of course, he's very young, just a sophomore, and this is where you learn at the JV level.
Well, he looked good on those 2 free throws. He puts them both down. 41 for St. Phil and 30 for Maple Valley now. Hike that lead up to 11. First time in double figures for the Tigers, and Maple Valley needs a bucket in the worst way. Against that 2-3 zone defense. 3-point attempt again, partially blocked. Paul Fox got a hand on it, but the rebound off on the miss to Maple Valley and tipped out of bounds, it looks like, by St. Phil, and that is the call. Maple Valley will keep it. They had 2 shots at the bucket. No go on either one, but St. Philip keeps the ball. They've got it out underneath their own basket. And inbounding to Scott English, the lob to Brian Carpenter inside, off the rim though, and Scott English on another rebound. 4th shot at the basket, takes it and hits it from 3 points. Boy, that is very, very, very tough for the Tigers to give up 4 shots, but nice display of gutsiness of the Lions' particular play on that offensive side thing.
Oh,
and St. Philip the other way.
he had a notion, didn't he?
Yes, he did. They wanted it bad. This time a shot up by Paul Fox. Rebound by Mr. Ramos. And it comes off on another miss to Scott English. That guard can rebound, Jerry. Scott English pulls up on the baseline, takes the shot in and out. A foul call, though. This time it's on Mike Trowbridge, and that's going to hurt.
Yeah, that is. That's tough.
Boy, I'll tell you, this game's picked up in pace. They're going back and forth pretty much twice as fast as the first half, it seems.
Well, it has picked up pace. Bundle now has 8 points on the night, so he's picked up for the Tigers. Doing a real good job on Trowbridge. Now, Trowbridge is getting in trouble, foul trouble. He has at least 3. I'm not saying I have all of them, but I think I have most of them. So he has 3 fouls on him.
He's got 4 according to the clock, Jerry, so that's real trouble.
Okay, that is trouble. He should be getting out. He is leaving the ball game now. So now this means Maple Valley's going to have to go to another attack. They started early in the third quarter going inside. That wasn't too effective. Now he has 4 fouls on him, and he's getting banged up. He's pretty aggressive on those boards, so we're in the third quarter. He's got 4 fouls on him. I'd say Maple Valley's in serious trouble.
But it's real evident what Mr. Chandler and Mr. Howlett said to their teammates and team members in that locker room for the Tigers. Drive the ball, get him in foul trouble. Right now, team fouls 5 for Maple Valley, 0 for St. Phil in the second half. Missed free throw off to Maple Valley, 41-32, 9-point lead for the Tigers. There's a shot by Scott English from the corner, and he hits nothing but the cord. Back to 7. You know, Maple Valley's hanging tough, and St. Philip's playing excellent, so we'll see how this goes. Nice split of the defense by Troy Ramos. He drives again. I'll tell you, they're taking it right at him, and that's exactly what they want on the St. Philip side of things. Another foul call. Troy Ramos now to shoot 2 at the line.
41-34 Ramos now. Now it's going to come down to this free throws. Of course, there's a long way to go in this ball game, but you're right. The tempo has picked up. Everybody's into the flow. The crowd's getting bigger, of course, contemplating a good varsity ball game. They know that Jerry Reese coached Maple Valley Ball Club. It's going to be an exciting game here tonight.
But Jerry, 16 fouls now for St. Phil against Maple Valley here in the second half, and no team fouls against St. Phil have been called here in the second half, so quite an advantage as they're already in the bonus. Of course, this time Troy Ramos was fouled in the shot. He misses the first, but he'll get another.
They're only 2 for 7 from the line here in the third quarter.
Well, that's a bugaboo we'll talk about in the varsity contest with the varsity teams. They're under 50% for the year, and it looks like right now, for this game anyway, the JVs are too. Seconds made, the 8-point lead for the Tigers. Pass inside. Nice save by Joel Butler and tipped out of bounds by Paul Fox.
Well, I'll say that was a good save. I thought that was long gone.
I did too. Beautiful save. I'll tell you, you only got 5 feet on the end line too, and that's a gutsy move going into the wall, but a nice save by Joel Butler. Maple Valley keeps it, and they pass it out front. Scott English passes across
nice
the
move
court.
by Bundle.
Tipped away, but back in Maple Valley's hands. Scott English to the wing. He throws it. And a shot up this time by Brian Carpenter. Kyle Dipert in the game for the first time, Jerry, I wanted to add. And
nice.
Raheem Bundle pulls up just as Jerry Reese, the basketball coach extraordinaire right now on the color side of things, has been saying all night.
Oh, another turnover here.
Someone's hurt, and that's why that ball wasn't picked up, Jerry. Number 12 for Maple Valley's hurt. That is Tony Hansen. And they're going to have to get him out of there. Official timeout, I think, is going to be called right here. Okay, Maple Valley's going to take the timeout, but Kyle Dipert, Tony Hansen, number 12, is hurt. He couldn't see. That's why that ball bounced into the waiting St. Philip Tigers' hands. They got a free attempt at the basket, but didn't hit.
Well, Tigers have their biggest lead of the night at 44-34. And, of course, the big guy from Maple Valley, Mike Trowbridge, is out of the ball game with 4 personal fouls. That can only help the Tigers at this point. They're getting more aggressive. Raheem Bundle is getting into the ball game. He has 10 points, 6 in the second half. But the Tigers have to improve at the free throw line because they're going to be tested on that the rest of the ball game.
Well, they'll be there a lot, Jerry. They're already in the bonus, as you say. So they're going to have to make them. If they don't make them, it's probably the best defense for Maple Valley to go ahead and follow the Tigers until they do.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jim.
And it's getting loud in here, Jerry, as we get prepared for this varsity contest. And those people in access division with the cameras, if they show us, they might see that we're getting real close, but it's only to hear each other. We just might want to add. What's the Maple Valley coach, Todd Gonzer, telling his team right now, Jerry? They're down by 10.
Well, of course, they're announcing here that there's a big drawing here, Jim, and I think you got involved on that. That's the Rose Bowl drawing. That's going to be held here tonight and announced at halftime of the varsity game. So we have our tickets, so we may be going to the Rose Bowl.
Well, I'd love that. Even if Michigan's not there. But either way, We'll get your strategy call here in a minute as we're back to action. Maple Valley on the baseline. Good defense once again by St. Phil. Ball almost thrown away, but Scott English retrieves it. And back to Brian Carpenter in the corner. Brian Carpenter will take the shot as he usually does lately, it seems, and he missed that one in and out. Nice rebound and save, though, by Jack Laird. He saved it to Troy Ramos and back to Paul Fox. Nice play defensively and a good hustle play by Ramos. Into the low post, his favorite area. Nice block that time by Brian Carpenter. Maple Valley, the other way, Scott English says, hey, let's settle down, boys.
You got to like this kid, this English. Probably not the most talented guy, but on sure hustle, this guy's got it.
Nice drive at the basket and a beautiful look on the pass that time by Brian Carpenter. Bill Chandler did not like what he sees, and he wants a timeout, and his kids do see that he wants a timeout. Bill Chandler doing double duty, Jerry. I don't know if you know this, but obviously he's the head coach of the varsity team, but he's also the head coach of the JV team. Boy, that's a busy guy over there on the Tiger bench.
No question. No question.
Timeout, St. Philip. 44 for St. Phil, 34 for Maple Valley. And I'm sure you on Access Vision can hear this loudspeaker is extremely loud. Jerry and I are going to have a hard time hearing each other over that loudspeaker all night, I'm sure.
Well, 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Tigers have a nice little lead here, but that's not insurmountable, and anything could happen. But, I do like these Tigers. They're 3-0 JV level, and opportunity to go 4-0. They have to be pretty excited about this ball club. I'll be talking with Bill Chandler tomorrow morning on Sports Saturday down to Reese Realty, and it's going to be interesting. I'm going to be talking a lot about this JV squad.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, we talked about Todd Gonzer, what he's saying to his team. Let me give you what I think he's saying, okay? One team foul right now here in the second half on St. Phil. Obviously, Maple Valley already in the bonus. If I'm Maple Valley, I'm going to drive to the basket every time I can and try to get St. Phil in foul trouble. They've got 8 guys on that team, so they're low in numbers. And if you can get them in foul trouble, you can hurt them because they don't have that many players. And Maple Valley has not taken advantage of that so far in this contest. I think they should. We'll see what happens.
Well, Diapers, Maple Valley, when they go to the line, of course, Jim, they've got to make theirs. I mean, they're at a must situation here.
Absolutely, and the first one's off and no good. In fact, that one's wide left, it looks like. Kyle Diaper, one more. This one's rolling around and not good. St. Phil's Jack Laird, another rebound. And up come the Tigers. William Maddox back into the game now. Excuse me, that's Jason Vogel. And a pass off Paul Fox once more. Puts it down, doesn't he? Boy, he's tough.
Got 15 on the night, so doing a great job here for the Tigers. Interesting enough, but that was the first free throw attempt there from Maple Valley in the third quarter.
Well, that's because that was the first foul on St. Phil. They really stayed out of foul trouble. Three-point attempt once again by Brian Carpenter. Good rebound, though, that time. Up and good, and a three-point opportunity for number 22, Nicky Greenwich. This is the second time in this game, Jerry, that Nicky Greenwich is going to go to the free throw line with a three-point opportunity in his grasp.
Oh, that's right, and he's got to pull that off as we see Scott English going over to talk with Coach, get some advice here, because the Tigers have a 12-point lead. They are going to the free throw line now, Maple Valley. They've got to start making these, Jim.
Now, I don't believe the scoreboard is given credit for that basket yet, and now they do. Okay. And the free throw up and no good, and I don't think they've hit one of their three-point attempts yet either. Nicky Greenwich on the rebound, drives to the basket. Beautiful lay-in shot by Nicky Greenwich. That's a big play. 8 points now is the lead for St. Phil.
This is what they've needed. Now they got full court pressure here. Not a lot of pressure on the full court pressure, however.
Good defense by Brian Carpenter. Didn't get the foul, but almost made Troy Ramos travel, to the baseline goes Ramos, in and out, and a big-time rebound by the left-hander, Joel Butler. Scott English, I think, needs to drive to the basket a little bit more and get some penetration. Let's see what he does. He's at the point. Brian Carpenter, cross court. Nicky Greenwich wants to drive. Good play. See, they're doing exactly what I said, Jerry.
Well, he came in here with a plan here, this kid, He's
yes, he did.
He's been the mainstay here as of late, getting a couple of buckets here in the third quarter. And, of course, that could just light a fire in all of Maple Valley. They're certainly not out of it. They're only down 8. Chance to cut it to 6. No, they're not going to the line, I guess.
No, they're not. They're going to call that a blocking foul, Jerry. But Nicky Greenwich doing a great job. I think that the referees have shown so far in the contest, if I'm not mistaken, that at this point there has not been a charging call. And if I'm the Maple Valley team, I'm going to drive to the basket every chance I get and try to get into the bonus just like St. Phil so they can make up ground with the time is stopped on the clock. But we'll see. Inbounds they come. Maple Valley keeps the ball somehow or another.
They got away with one there.
They did. Scott English passes across into the key. Shot up that time. And that was by number 12, Tony Anson. But the rebound comes off to St. Phil. Boy, there's a lot of banging going on. And St. Philip especially Bill Chandler and Otis Howlett wanted to foul there. No call. Maple Valley retains possession now. Into the corner they come, and a foul call against number 42, Mark McGrath. You know, Jerry, I mentioned just a little while ago that it was 5-0 in fouls, and many times when the breaks are going your way, sometimes it turns around. And right now, I think the breaks are going Maple Valley's way.
Well, you definitely can feel the momentum starting to turn here, just a little bit here. Of course, when you're in the lead, that's when you get tentative, too. So not much time left here in the third quarter.
Oh, a tough traveling call. Well, that's a tough time to get a turnover. Could have cut it to 6, but no more. Now St. Phil with an opportunity to get back up to double figures.
You know, for a JV game, not too sloppy. It's 13-12 in turnovers. 12 turnovers for the Tigers.
Yeah, that's not too bad for anybody, let alone JV. Into the key. Mark McGrath takes the shot and hits it. Not too many times as he put up the shot tonight, but that was very good and nothing but net. Two more.
They need that, Jim. Definitely need that from him.
Good shot by Mark McGrath. 10-point lead now for the Tigers.
Now look, Carpenter wants that shot. Boy, he's a three-point expert. I tell you that right now. There he goes.
And it's up, and Jerry Reese calls it. It's good once again. That's a three-point shot for Maple Valley, and it came in at probably the best of times. That cuts the lead to 7. Paul Fox, nice dribbling display. Brings it up against the press and gets away with it. Number 30 into the lane and up with the shot with Jason Vogel.
Unless I miss my guess now, they're going to get this back over here to Carpenter.
Quick shot.
Oh, look at that. He forced that, and it's right at the buzzer.
Time was running down, and he got the shot off, but no good. At the end of 3, we've got 48 for the St. Philip Tigers at home and 41 for Maple Valley, a 7-point lead. Okay, Jerry, we're coming down the stretch now. Maple Valley has hung around, and I think that's all you can say. St. Phil's played great, but they've hung around, and if they get hot, it's anybody's ball game. What do you think now as we go into the fourth quarter? Each coach is telling their respective teams.
Maple Valley, first of all, is saying, okay, we've got the momentum here. You know you can beat these guys. Carpenter has made a big lift here now for himself and the rest of the teammates. This other young guy that's come into play here picked up a couple of quick buckets, Greenwich. I think they're going to say, hey, I think he's lit the fire here. Now, they'll probably will not put Trowbridge back in here till probably about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, or maybe even more time, depending on the flow goes. Tigers have to keep everybody involved. Do not get tentative. They have the lead. They cannot sit on it. They have to keep trying to get more points.
Don't try to be too careful here, because that's playing not to lose, and teams that play not to lose usually do, don't they, Jerry?
Well, and the problem here, too, is you got a couple of guys for the Tigers that like to have the ball. Ramos and Fox. They can't try to win this game by themselves, Jim. They got to remember it's team play here. Keep everybody involved. They have to do that.
This is where, if you've got defined roles on your team, it's awfully important, such as Raheem Bundle, who takes the ball at the point. He's your quick ball handler, and he probably ought to have the ball in his hands. Number 44, though, gets the ball and takes the shot. Jack Laird, nice move, but did not go down for him, and a good box out that time. And once again, the spark plug you mentioned, Nicky Greenwich, gets the rebound and is fouled. Now the bonus is in play for Maple Valley also, and if they can hit their free throws, they'll get back in this game without the clock moving. I'll tell you what, this is coming down to the wire.
Well, Jim, they can't get excited like that. Now, I think Laird had an open shot, but he hasn't. That's only his third shot tonight. They've all been in the second half, and he has not made one. Let's work it around, take the good shot. Let's get everybody involved in here, but let's take the good shot. Now that McGrath, is he in the ball game right now? I don't think he is.
No, he is not. He is on the bench right now, Jerry.
Okay, now.
Marolita is in for him.
Now the other thing we talked about, Greenwich. We talked about what he's got to do. Well, he's still doing it. He's in the ball game, and now he's made
4 free throws there, Jerry, and cuts it to 5. St. Phil now brings it up with just a 5-point lead. I think what you were mentioning is that St. Phil needs to work around and get a shot in the context of the offense. I believe that's what Coach Stanley wants.
Exactly right.
And Raheem Bundle drives with penetration, a tough shot. Oh, almost went down.
Boy,
what an
I'll
acrobatic move.
That really was, and he's going to be going to the line shooting, too. I'd have to say that was a close call here. Had not called that, the boards would have been Maple Valley going back here to try to close the gap. Now, they've got the big weapon in Brian Carpenter. You know, this guy has confidence. And I don't know what his scoring average is, but I'll bet you it's better.
11 a game, Jerry.
It's 11. Okay, so
he's the leading scorer on the team as the 6th man off the bench.
He's got 8 points on the night on the strength of 2 3-pointers. See, so he's got confidence in that shot.
And the free throw does not fall. A little bit short that time by Raheem Bundle, and he'll get another one here to shoot. 48 for St. Phil, 43 for Maple Valley. They're right in this contest now in the fourth quarter. 5-point lead for St. Phil. A lot of spin on that shot, and it spun in. 6-point lead now for the Tigers, 49-43. Maple Valley on a travel call, though. Big time for a turnover, and that was caused by Raheem Bundle's quick, good defensive pressure that time, caused the turnover. And big play in this contest as St. Phil can now go back up 8. Quickly, Mark McGrath back into the contest, and Omar Moralida goes back out of the game. Maple Valley now in a 2-3 zone defense. And here's the shot from the corner. Troy Ramos. I'll tell you, I've never seen a team leave guys that are hot open so much. They let Troy Ramos have it, and he canned it.
Well, he's got 17 on the night, and Paul Fox has 15, so they've been the big gun for the Tigers tonight.
So why leave him open? Paul Fox on the steal now, goes the other way. Nice hesitation, dribble, and puts it home. You know, I like that kid's court savvy. Really nice, smart play.
Well, they're staying neck and neck. They both have 17 on the night now, so, boy, what a shooting tandem here for the Tigers.
Yeah, well, it's time to get Trowbridge back in the game, and Todd Johns recognizes it.
Oh.
There's a steal by Raheem Bundle, and I'll tell you what, I like Scott English. He did a nice job that time, so he didn't get the over and back call. And he made the player from St. Phil miss a layup. And now he shoots a 3, misses it. Fight for the rebound, tipped around, and Paul Fox comes down with it. 53, St. Phil, 43, Maple Valley, 10-point lead. Fourth quarter. Here we go. St. Phil against the zone. Into the low post. Nice cut to the basket was Jack Lair. He put it up softly, put down 2 more.
Boy, first
timeout has to
bucket.
be called by Maple Valley right now, Jerry.
Yeah, the Tigers have really taken it up here. They only had a 5-point lead at one point.
And there's Brian Carpenter, up and no good. Rebound off, a pass inside, and 1 pass too many as 3 seconds is called. 4 new players coming into the contest, including Mike Trowbridge. And I think he sat on the bench probably just 1 minute too long there. Number 32 is in now, Steve Hopkins.
Well, I think the coach didn't have much choice, Jim. I think he would like to have waited a little bit.
The only man staying on the court for Maple Valley is Brian Carpenter. Joel Butler and Greg Garn also into the game. There's an offensive foul called. Troy Ramos gets the call, go against him as he threw out that elbow. I believe the correct call. That was a tough one, but I'm not sure. It looks like it might have been an elbow throw.
A big part of this lead the Tigers have surged to is due to turnovers here. Now there's 16 turnovers for Maple Valley compared to 12 for the Tigers, so it's picked up here in turnovers.
And now once more by Brian Carpenter. Boy, you're right. He loves that three-pointer, and he's got a spot pitched out right here on the left side.
He does.
Diagonal spot. He aims it like radar.
And he's very close, Jim.
Yeah, he is. But no go so far. Nice pass inside on the baseline. Good block, though, by Brian Carpenter. You know, he's done that a few times on defense, too.
Yeah, good handling by Lara, too, to get that block back.
Here's the pass in the low post, and this is his favorite spot. Troy Ramos, and it's in and out that time.
You got to like this kid. Got to like you.
Good aggressiveness, but no go on the shot. And Maple Valley comes down. Greg Garn got the rebound.
Nice.
Into the high post.
Oh, look at this.
Here we go. Breakaway layup. Raheem Bundle, and he hits it. 57-43. St. Phil by 14.
13 points on the night.
And there's a three-point attempt by Greg Garn, and I think this one might be over. We're coming down the stretch here, but St. Phil is lengthening its lead, even though they have only 2 players over there on the bench tonight, Jerry. Just 7 tonight. I said 8 on the team, but one gentleman couldn't play tonight. That was Bill Zinke, who's one of the best players on the team, and in fact, in one contest this year, was leading scorer with 8 points in their first game against Fulton St. Pat. He couldn't even play tonight because of the chicken pox. So only 7 guys on the bench for St. Phil. They're doing quite a nice job.
Well, they have, and they've got 3 kids in double figures, 13 points for Bundle, 17 for Fox, and 17 for Ramos. That's pretty good stats for JV Ball Club.
Yes, it is. I said 7. I meant 8. I said 8 earlier, and I meant 8. It's 9 players for Bill Zinke, but we do miss him. We'll see him next time around, I'm sure. First free throw up and good. 15-point lead now, 58 for St. Phil, 43 for Maple Valley, and the Lions have been tamed here in the fourth quarter, to say the least, Mr. Reese.
No question. You got to like this Tiger Ball Club. And, of course, with each victory, you know, they're gaining more confidence, so...
Troy Ramos cans a second, 16 points is the Bulls now. And there's that penetration I was talking about from Scott English. Probably a little bit too late. But he gets fouled nonetheless, and he'll go to the free throw line, I do believe. And that is the correct call. Scott English will go to the line.
Well, it's getting out of control. It's just 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes to go here in
There's
the
still time
fourth
then.
quarter.
There's still time.
Oh, yeah, you get some of those threes going here and momentum, but I think these Tigers got an awful lot of savvy. They're not going to break.
And they're shot up on the 1-and-1 and way off, and this time pulled down by number 30. That, of course, is Jason Vogel, and he brings the ball up. Pass off to Troy Ramos, and they finally pick him up out there, decide to do it. He hit a three-pointer out there where they left him alone earlier. Paul Fox throws into the corner. There's a steal. Nice job by Scott Alden. And he goes to the basket and hits it. Scott English on the layup. That was a beautiful play. 59-45, and Maple Valley needs more of that.
Yeah, there was no denying that. Real nice anticipation.
Jason Vogel passes out with
Well, they'll wait
the
for the
backcourt
shot.
mate.
Jim, I think we'll probably see a lot of going to the line here now because the Tigers look like they're not looking to go to the basket, but maybe waiting to go to the line here now. They'll
Paul
take
Fox.
the shot, you know, if it comes to them.
Yep. Paul Fox is going to go to the line on this one.
Well, and that means that their best shooters, that's, of course, what coach would like to have, the ball in the hands of their best shooter right now.
Well, and the referee just said something to Coach Todd Gonzer. I believe he told him to quiet down because... And he's not on his bench right now either. And the reason, of course, though, is because that's the fifth foul on number 32, Steve Hopkins. Well, you know, that gentleman did not play that much tonight because he was in quick foul trouble all night, and he's out of there again.
You know, this ball game not over yet. Still some time left, but, you know, a lot of other interesting games going on. We'll talk on the varsity level here tonight, Jim, boy. One of them, of course, is our Battle Creek Central Bearcats. They're heading over to Benton Harbor tonight. They've lost 10 out of 11 times they've gone over there, so...
They're going to win tonight, though, Jerry.
Well, I'll tell you, they've got a heck of a ball club, a lot of good clubs, and you know, everybody's talking about Central and Battle Creek Lakers, who was just absolutely demolished by Central, even though they have a great club, but the Harbor Creek Beavers, I witnessed the fact of how good they are.
Splits the pair of free throws, does Paul Fox, and now it's a 15-point lead for St. Phil. And a carry of the basketball is called against Scott English, another turnover. And if there are nails going into the coffin of the Lions, I think that their turnovers are pounding them in right now.
Yeah, they are. They're really adding up here now, and of course, we're late in the ball game.
Bringing up against token pressure is St. Phil. Troy Ramos easily with the basketball in the corner.
Well, it definitely hurt them with Trowbridge having to sit down.
Maple Valley looks tired, Jerry.
Yeah,
They're supposed
they
to be chasing all over the court, and they're not really doing it right now. Travel call, though, goes Maple Valley's way as there is a drag of the pivot foot by Mark McGrath that time.
I like this McGrath kid later on in the season. He gains a little more confidence. He did a real nice job coming into the ball game tonight, Jim, and he added a couple of points here for the Tigers, but a little more confidence with this young man. That's just going to improve the Tigers all the more.
But an excellent job on the boards by him. I think that's where his forte is. Either way, Maple Valley with the ball now. And there's a steal by the man we're talking about, Mark McGrath. That's a carry. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
That was an Isaiah Thomas dribble at best. No doubt.
Get a little spin on the fingers on that.
Absolutely. He was surveying the situation there, trying to get an assist in the book for himself, and decided that he could go a little bit longer on the dribble and carried it. Maple Valley the other way. Winding down here in the fourth quarter. Greg Garn takes the three-pointer, and it looked good from here, but it went off the back of the rim. And there's another rebound from Mark McGrath. You know, that's what he's really good at. He's really hit the board.
Yeah, I have to agree
I've
with
never
you.
seen so many carries of the ball here, and that time it's called against Jason Vogel. Maple Valley once more gets another chance. I'll tell you, if they hit a few three-pointers here and put on some pressure and get a few turnovers, they're back in it, but they're not taking advantage here yet.
I think we're looking at a future Tiger ball club that's going to be very, very good.
Well, this victory right here will make them 4-0 on this young season, Gary. And Bill Chandler, even with a 15-point lead, is not happy with the Tigers' effort right now. That was a reach-over foul that time by Troy Ramos.
Well,
That's his third foul.
Tigers may be lacking a little bit on height. Of course, I know these are kids are just young sophomores and freshmen, but it doesn't look to me like they're going to have anybody that's going to get a lot of growth on them on this club. Maybe a couple of kids. Now, I say maybe that McGrath kid looks like he's going to grow quite a bit.
Well, let's remember, Jerry, when you look at that varsity roster, that you've only got 4 seniors. You've got William Chandler, of course. Mark Elford thinks he's a good player. Bill Miller, who's got some experience. And then, of course, there's a gentleman that's not eligible yet, Terrell Williams. That'll make the 5th senior. And then Tyrone Grassi. But you've got some young guys up there. Brock Mickley's a good player. We've seen Pat Lucas. He's excellent. Those guys are both juniors. And, of course, Mike Lucas is a freshman. We'll see him start for the varsity team in the next contest.
Well, of course,
he's going to be with these youngsters right here, so that's going to be some nice talent.
Well, you know, Lucas comes from a tremendous athletic family, and we followed Lucas's all for the last 2 or 3 years in girls basketball, and it's just a great athletic family.
Free throw up and no good that time by Joel Butler, but Maple Valley keeps it on good hustle by Greg Garn. Here's the shot by Joel Butler as he gets the pass back into the low post from Greg. His teammate fed him well. He went up for the shot, got fouled. 2 free throws upcoming for Joel Butler.
Well, Jim, this one's winding down here. It's been a lot of fun here. It was an interesting ball game for the first 3 quarters. But now the Tigers have opened it up. They definitely missed Trowbridge being into that ball game. They went to him an awful lot. The game plan was to get down on the inside and to Trowbridge, and, of course, when he picked up his 4th foul, had to sit the bench, and the Tigers really started opening things up again.
Well, foul trouble has really been the key in the contest, Jerry. Remember I talked about earlier about how I drive to the basket if I was the Tigers and get them in foul trouble, and they did that, and it was very, very effective. First free throw good by Butler, and second is up and canned also. 60 for St. Phil, 47 for Maple Valley. 13-point lead for the Tigers. I'll tell you what, there's still 3 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter, Jerry. That is a long, long 4th quarter we've already seen, and we got some more action because of the foul trouble. St. Phil against pressure up top. Jason Vogel gets it back over to Troy Ramos. It's like a matchup type situation out here up top. Maple Valley chasing the basketball, trying to get a trap going, and Troy Ramos dribbles around it. Jason Vogel inside with penetration, passes out, tipped away, but no good, and now a travel call. Wow. All that work and come away with nothing. Jack Lord pulled his foot on that one. Maple Valley gets the ball in the turnover.
Well, we'll have to see what happens here. Their big gunner, the three-pointer shooter, is not into the ball game right now, Brian Carpenter.
Surprise, surprise, don't you think? Inside, though, they go on a nice lob pass to Joel Butler. He's been a nice addition to the offense.
Yeah, he has. He got 4 points in this quarter, so back within 11.
And it's down to 11, Jerry. We got 2.5 minutes to go in this contest. St. Phil, Troy Ramos, nice ball handler out front. He's doing a nice job. If I was Maple Valley, I think I'd foul number 20. William Maddox has not played much. And Scott English tries to foul, but no call. Troy Ramos with the ball now. That's the one guy you don't want to foul. And there's another gentleman you might want to try foul, but they don't do it.
Well, Maddox
here goes the time off the clock. Nice job by St. Phil.
Maddox has been at the line for 2 free throws. He's made them both, so he's a good free throw shooter.
But he's cold, and you never know. And there's the foul, and I think that's the guy you don't want to foul, but we'll see. Troy Ramos will go to the line shooting 1 in the bonus. What's his figures on the night?
Well, he's made 3, 4, he's 4 out of 7 from the line.
4 out of 7, just over 50%. But he is the man that's had the hot touch, and I would hazard to guess that it's between Paul Fox and Troy Ramos. That would be the clutch shooters down the stretch, but we shall see here. We have the bonus situation. The first free throw, if good, will net a second attempt for Troy Ramos, and the first will be up in just a second. Shot up and good. And as I suspected, very cool at the line is Troy Ramos. He cans a 61-49, 12-point lead for St. Phil. Winding down here in the contest. Troy Ramos up with a second one. No good off the back. Nice rebound by Mike Trowbridge. Here's a long pass ahead. Underneath, beautiful pass, and the layup is missed. Whoa, that's a takedown and no call on that one. I guess incidental contact. Either way, number 24 took quite a fall. Chris Cooley. There's a steal. Scott English on the steal, drives to the basket, and there's a foul call. Troy Ramos is going to have his 4th foul right here, Jerry.
Yeah, he's got his 4th foul, and boy, they don't want to lose him. I'll tell you, it's not very much time left in the ball game, but you know, let's give this English a lot of credit. He's had several steal attempts here tonight. Very aggressive, done a nice job. But I think Maple Valley's going to come up just a little bit short here. But boy, what a lot of desire this club has.
I think so. One word comes to mind. If you have to describe people with one word adjective, for him, I think I'd say spunky. I really think he's a spunky type player.
Yeah, he is.
First free throw is up and good. by Scott English.
You know, he's like a self-made player. You know, he's worked very, very hard for his accomplishments, and that'll pay off for the young man. You learn an awful lot on that in life.
And he shows a nice touch at the line in a clutch situation. Must make free throws, and he makes them both. 61-51 now, 10-point lead.
Look at that.
Oh, nice try, though. But a foul is called on Scott English this time. And Ramos will go back to the free throw line to pad his point total on the evening. Is he the leading scorer so far for St.
Well,
Paul?
he's got 20 points on the night, so he is the leading scorer. 18 for Fox. He comes second in line, and 13 for Bundle.
And Fox is over on the St. Phil bench right now, surprisingly so. At the line, Troy Ramos up with the first shot and good. He'll get the bonus situation here.
Boy, you gotta
51.
like this kid. You gotta like him.
11-point lead for the Tigers as they look to salt away their fourth victory on the young season. They will be 4-0, and in the league, Jerry, that will make them 3-0 as they've beaten Bellevue and Olivet also. Second free throw up and good. 12-point balls now for the Tigers, 63-51. Maple Valley quickly needs a shot, and Scott English pulls up for the three and hits it. I'll tell you, I wish you'd have done that earlier, at least if you're a Lion fan.
Boy, I'll tell you, that was more than like a three-point range. That was really out there.
Foul call right there. I thought they might call the carry of the ball once more, but nonetheless, this one goes against Maple Valley. Number 20, William Mannix, did a nice job of handling that ball here on the near sideline, and he's going to go to the line now. As you say, he was 2 for 2 so far in the game from the free throw line. So William Mannix will be at the line, one in the bonus situation. How much time left in the contest, Jerry?
Just 1:05 to go.
I think this one's over. 9-point lead for the Tigers, but we'll see. William Mannix needs to make his free throw.
Yeah, he's made a couple here earlier in the second quarter, in fact.
First one up is no good, but William Mannix gets a rebound and does a smart thing and throws it back out.
Oh, to no
Let me
avail.
tell you, Jerry, they called 3 seconds on that, but I'm not so sure there was even 3 seconds after that rebound. But nonetheless, it is a tournament. What do you think?
I didn't think that was 3 seconds.
Well, I didn't either.
Are you sure that was 3 second call?
Well, that's what he was doing. He's showing the lane there, and there was no foul call. So
Well, he must have missed one earlier, making up for it.
maybe. Here's a pass inside, tipped out of bounds by St. Phil. Let's see where they call it, though.
Yeah, that was by St. Phil.
And they give it to Maple Valley still, so that's a good call by the referee. Once more, Willie Watson, Larry Fike, the referee, is doing a nice job tonight. And Scott English wants to pull up and take the three right now. They don't have time to waste.
Oh, here we go.
Mike Trowbridge, power in the middle, misses that time.
Well, they kind of forced it.
Nice job by William Maddox not to travel there.
All right, this is where they want it. Yeah. Laird will be going to the line, Jim. He's already made 2 free throw attempts. He hasn't made any, and this will be an opportune time for the young man to put a couple in.
Jack Laird going to the strike.
You know, I'm really surprised now they don't have their three-point expert into the ball game unless he snuck in without me seeing him.
Here he comes right now, Brian Carpenter, who I think has probably had what Coach Todd Gonzer from Maple Valley would consider an off night for Brian Carpenter. You know, he's a leading scorer, and he's had about 5 shots go in and out. And if they would have went in, this game would have a totally different complexion.
Oh, definitely. And, you know, he can get them back in here. Let's see what happens.
Up and no good on the free throw, and a nice rebound that time by Nicky Greenwich. Quickly up the court comes Maple Valley. The three-point attempt needs to happen, and there it goes by Brian Carpenter, and no good with straight on, though. Nicky Greenwich gets it and travels with it this time. Oh, double dribble. Either way, turnover.
Boy, I'll tell you, they spotted him just a little late, but he does get that shot off very, very quick.
Here's the diamond press being employed by Maple Valley. And St. Phil in the trap in the corner, and a steal. Here's the three-point attempt by Greg Downey. Good. 63-57 now, 6-point game. And Jerry, I'm gonna sit there and let you check how much time is left here. We can't see. There's a banner in front of us, so we cannot see. But it's 67.
How about 6 seconds?
Well, that's not much time. Not much time at all. 63-57, 6-point game. St. Phil in the lead. And Troy Ramos goes to the line now, not so much to ice the game, but I think to pad his point total. I believe this one's over. You can't get a 6-point play in 6 seconds, can you, Jerry?
Well, I tell you, if anything can happen. You know, 6 seconds in the pros, we know, is one heck of a lot of time. Anything can happen here. Really. You got to
Yeah,
make it
shot
now.
up and no
Got to
good.
do it now. That's too late. This will be the last shot of the game.
And Brian Carpenter up on the last shot, no good. 63 for St. Phil, 57 for Maple Valley. There is no more here in the JV contest. A big victory for St. Phil. They now go 4-0. And St. Philip tonight plays the part of Daniel and tames the Lions here in the Tiger Den. Jerry Reese, I'm going to come to you here in just a second. St. Phil doing a nice job. They have now won 2 contests, and they're going to go for a one-night three-peat as they won the freshman contest earlier, and that particular score was 56-34. St. Phil also comes back in the second game of this 3-game set here tonight against Maple Valley. They win that game 63-57. And Jerry, are you about ready with the scores?
No.
Good answer. Either way, big win for Coach Bill Chandler from the Tigers. 4-0 is the record of the St. Philip JV team. Maple Valley now falls to 1-3, but they've been in every contest. And we're going to wrap it up here in just a minute. Big game tonight by Troy Ramos and by that young man, Paul Fox, who did a nice job from his guard position. And Jerry, I'm going to have to ask you as we wind down
Okay,
here.
yeah, this is it.
Those scores?
Let's go quick. We'll go with the Tigers. Bundle finishes with 13. Fox with 18. We had Morelda with 4. And, of course, Ramos, big night, 22 points. McGrath finished with 4, and Laird with 2. For Maple Valley, Carpenter just couldn't get him to drop. Finishes with 8 on the night. 15 for English for the great floor game tonight. Hansoff with 1. Cooley with 9. Garn 7. Trowbridge, boy, I tell you, a great ball player, finishes with 12 points on the night, 5 for Butler. That rounds out the scoring for Maple Valley, 63-57.
Okay, we want to thank our camera people, Matt Schimmel, Amy Ott, and, of course, Director Scott Weitzel. Thanks so much, Mike Hume, here at St. Phil. That's the JV game. We've got another one coming up. But here in the JV contest, the final score is the St. Philip Tigers, 63, the Maple Valley Lions, 57, a 6-point win for the Tigers. For Jerry Reese, this is Jim Hughes, and good night. Take care. We'll see you in a couple minutes for the varsity contest.
We all know people we can count on when we're in trouble. We depend on them, even when there's no immediate crisis. In the back of our minds, we know these folks will come through when times are tough. They always have. Meet the people of the American Red Cross.
When disaster strikes, we're there, providing emergency food, clothing, and shelter.
We operate the premier blood service in the United States.
We make sure that the blood needed for emergencies is available on time, saving millions of lives.
We form the most extensive emergency network in the United States.
But we do much more than respond to immediate crises. We offer health and safety education to individuals, teaching them how to best prevent and cope with emergencies. And we provide information about major health issues, such as the facts about AIDS.
We also provide the emergency communication link for military personnel and their families worldwide.
And together with the International Red Cross, we provide emergency assistance to people suffering from disasters overseas.
The American Red Cross is a name for some of our neighbors. More than 1.5 million volunteers around the country who can help us through an emergency when we need them.
cars winding up for the night. Zoom in a little bit if I can. Older cars. Antique. There's a Mustang. And one of the newer cars. Nice. Some more cars, I guess. It should be coming out pretty soon. The Marshall High School Redskin football team. And I think they're coming. Not now. That's the other team. That's Hastings right now. Big group. It's going to be a challenge tonight. Hastings Saxon. To the Marshall Redskins. Try to find number 2. There's Troy Ramos running. He's running on his heels. I told him not to do that, but he never listens to me anyway. Who cares? There's Troy Ramos. You see he's running heel to heel, like a heel. There's Troy Ramos. There he is, right there, folks. Let's give him a hand. There's Hulk, the Hulk. There's Jerry Treat, former baseball coach. There he is right now, laughing. As usual, yeah. Hi, Jerry! Hi, Treat! 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 Modest guy, he's a modest guy, he doesn't like to look up. Here are the Redskins. Taking a good look at them, all formed up. Calisthenics. Leaders out there. Forget about the leaders. It's costing me money. Where's Troy? There he is. There he is, stretching. I got him. That guy doesn't have any muscles. for a monster red pin. Everybody's listening to what Hansel has to say. Oh, it must be something interesting because they're all around. Here goes another.
so.